Welcome everybody tonight to Fiancé Fridays on a Sunday. So we can talk about season 11, and JLP is gracing us with the presence along with George and Gina. Hey now.
Hey now.
Hello, everyone.
Hey now,
hello.
you're an all-star.
Hello, everyone on a Sunday.
How's my favorite Sarper butterfly tattoo holder?
Oh my God. I was looking at that the episode today and I saw his eyes like that and I was like, fuck.
Oh my God, when I saw his eyes at the coffee shop.
Well, Shabooty says you're the meme king. You're gonna have to impose the eyes on the butterfly.
Oh my God. Put his
do it.
like minimize his face and put his like face right in the middle of that butterfly and like bullseye.
They like the next 90-day Bad Boys video should have you as like twerking with your tattoo showing.
It would still be more rhythm than Sarper could ever have.
Oh my God. Sarper looked like a dance mom watching the kids. You know how they imitate the kids when they're on stage?
Not even.
When they imitate the kids on stage dancing.
I don't age shame, but Sarper looked like somebody's grandpa in that.
Yeah, he looked like he was at one of his grandchildren's dance recitals, and he was just trying to do the moves.
Grandpas who move better than that, okay? And I think Coco would be like, no.
Yeah, where his eyes, they those contacts do nothing for him. But why his eyes so like he's high on coke all the time?
Not just the color. His eyes, for some reason, are always fully dilated, and you can see the full white, like eyeball part. Like, you know how some people you can only see like a tiny bit of the white? Sarper's eyes look like pool. You know when you're playing pool and there's the white ball that it's like he has two of those white balls in his eyeball sockets. And it's like, how did that even happen? How do you
wait, who is like SpongeBob's friend with the big eyes? That like big bulging eyes.
You mean who was the dude that was dating Avery? He had like Graves' disease, I guess.
Oh, Ash.
Oh, yeah.
Ash. From Australia.
Yeah, he had Graves' disease, so I can't talk about him.
No, and he thanked the 90-day viewers. He didn't know he had Graves' disease until he started reading our tweets and realized he went to the doctor and they found out he had Graves' disease. He had no clue.
Yeah, so technically we did help him out with that.
Yeah, he made a thank you post. He's like, thank you for the viewers for bringing that to my attention. I went to the doctor and found out that I do have something called Graves' disease.
Finally, being an internet asshole pays off.
I know, right?
We shoved him right into the arms of a medical professional.
Look at that. We are the learning channel.
This is God's work. This is God's work, guys. Who said that bullying can't help people? We bully right into the arms of a medical professional.
And look, now he's happier for it.
Speaking of bullying, like at what point, it could be tonight's show, it could be Friday's show, but at what point do you want to go... do you want me to tell you about the dream I had with Liz or whatever last night?
Yeah. I can't wait till Friday.
The segue was speaking of bullying. So are you under the impression that we're gonna bully
let's bully some people today?
I'm gonna be bullied for my Liz dream.
Is it as bad as your catfish situation?
No. But you never know.
Because that one, I think that'll be the all-time Shabooty moment. You'll never live it down. Even if we get like #1 podcast in the world and you start winning awards and you get bodyguards, I'm still gonna rag on you for that situation.
Yeah, Shabooty, that was
never gonna live it down because
George will be on TMZ.
So should we? Do you want to get into the dream thing tonight or what?
I mean, yeah, we can get into it. I'm curious to know what your dream was about.
It would likely be better than the shit that we watched today. And
oh my God! Don't get me started on that crap.
Okay, so I'll tell you the whole story. This is probably be like a longer segment, but anyway, so Liz showed up in my dream, and then I kind of woke up like immediately afterwards, and then so this is the parts that's like kind of cringe. On my part, it's like anyway. So like I wrote. It's not that. It's not because again, a dream you can only remember so much. So it's what you write down is not gonna be that long, you know.
It depends on how drunk or high you were when you went to bed. Sometimes when
Just
I'm
don't,
really
just don't tell me you pulled the Forrest Gump on her.
well,
The Forrest
yeah.
Gump.
I was like, when I'm really drunk, I remember the whole dream. So it just depends.
Well, what's the Forrest Gump?
Well, when Forrest Gump was with Jenny for the first time, the minute he saw her boobs, he just came all over himself.
No, it wasn't. Somebody in the Patreon said it was like somebody said use the term liquid dream. There was no liquid dream type thing. But anyway, um,
Okay.
anyway, no, real quick. So anyway, she was in my dream, and then I kind of woke up afterwards, and then I wrote down what the dream was out that as much as I can remember. And then the cringe part is like I texted it to her like in the middle of the night, and then I went back to bed, but then she like never responded.
That was a dream.
No, that's not the dream. I'm just saying what happened in real life. Like told her what happened in the dream,
Okay,
and
yeah.
Oh, okay.
All right.
this is real life. Like I told
You might be entering creep levels if you're texting people your dreams about them.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm admitting to is I like
Yeah.
wrote out what happened in
You
the
should
dream
have
and I texted to
you
her.
should have consulted with the group chat before you sent
Yeah.
And then she didn't.
Never, yeah, when you're getting into the weird status, just consult with us so we can give you the
Yeah,
best
run it by
advice.
us, just so
Yes,
you
and then
know.
she didn't really respond. So maybe it was a little too intense. But see, I told you this is gonna get into bullying Shabooty land.
We're not even there yet. Trust me.
We haven't even
It's
we
We
gonna
haven't
haven't
get,
even
even heard
touched
it.
base yet.
Exactly. We
gonna
haven't
get
No,
heard the
so
we
dream
still
yet.
don't even know what's in what happened in the dream. So I guess we could let me.
oh, it's gonna get so much worse. Just trust me.
No, this should be like a Patreon exclusive episode, so like less people hear it. No, I'm kidding. Um, Anyway, hold on. Let me pull up my text/stream. Okay, yeah, I have it in front of me, so I could like read it or whatever. Y'all ready? It's like kind of I don't know how to describe it. I wish this was
I
like
think I'm gonna mute my mic because I know I'm gonna laugh a lot.
yeah, you're gonna
Yeah,
walk
that's a good idea. I'm gonna mute too.
Yeah, yeah.
talk over it. It won't be recorded fully properly. What was I gonna say? Real quick before I read it. Oh, I remember what I was gonna say. I wish this was like a drinking episode because I'm like stone cold sober. But if it was a drinking episode, at least I could like drink it away. Anyway, should I read it now?
Oh, you want to get a drink?
No. I don't have any alcohol left. Um, anyway, y'all okay, y'all ready now? Y'all ready?
All right, go ahead. I'm gonna
Yeah.
mute my mic.
Me too.
Okay, and again, be nice to me if it's like if it's cringy or something like don't be too mean. Um, okay, this is like what I wrote down and then I texted it to Liz. And anyway, so don't judge me. This is very sensitive, personal stuff. Okay, anyway, here you go. It said, I had a dream and we were on a date in San Francisco. We were outside at like a park and we were laying down and then we kissed, but it wasn't anything sloppy. And I said, you seemed tense before, but not tense after. And then I said, and then I was like, imagine if a paparazzi just captured that. Laugh out loud. And then I wrote down, and then you said that you had a corporate event the following week and Megan Fox was going to be there. The end. XO. That's it. That's all dream.
So Megan Fox made an appearance. That's
Well,
cool.
no, she wasn't there in the dream. It just Liz said she had an event upcoming where Megan Fox was going to be at the event.
Well, she was gonna make a future appearance because she was gonna be there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not as bad as I thought it was gonna be.
No, I thought it was going to be more cringe as well. So
Yeah, I mean, I was cringing a bit, but not to the extent of like I was cringing and shaking and cringing. So it wasn't that bad. I've just
I was bracing for impact, but it wasn't that bad.
yeah, you know when you're flying through a thunderstorm and the flight attendant is like, just so you know, we might go down.
Mhm.
But we were okay. We were okay. So I just wish that you would have run it by the group chat first.
Yeah.
I would have told you, don't do that. Like, if anything, that's an in-person story, not like a text story.
Yeah,
But
Lana says she didn't respond because her man got jealous.
uh, I don't know. I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
possibly. He's a biker dude. I don't do biker dudes get jealous?
Uh,
Yeah, they can. They have emotions. It's not like they're a rock.
Oh, I didn't realize that biker dudes had emotions. I didn't know that. They're
who knows if he's like there's different levels of biker dudes. There's like real motorcycle gang guys, and there's some guy that just has a bike that he, drives a block down the road one time a week.
right. You're right. I'm thinking motorcycle gang, they'll shoot you. You're right. There are different levels.
I don't think he's a Sons of
Yeah,
Anarchy.
yeah, you're thinking Hell's Angels.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got a track record, but you know what? Let's not talk about that. Let's not get into that. So,
True.
but yeah.
Well, anyway, that was my dream.
So basically, the dream that you kissed her. That's not bad. It's not a
Y'all
bad.
were on
Yeah.
a date in San Francisco. Very romantic.
Yeah.
San Francisco. Isn't that what's the saying for San Francisco?
The San Francisco treat.
Francisco
San
tree.
Francisco treat. Yeah.
Rice-a-roni.
Yeah, the
Rice-a-roni.
rice-a-roni. It was a San Francisco treat. So I love the location. I definitely, and y'all were laying out on the ground. How romantic.
Oh, look at that.
Wearing your like
grass.
the full house, like the full house houses, like the pit. What are they called? The
It's-
ladies
I
or
can't
something
because
like that.
it's hard to like remember the details. Like, there's a part of me that was like trying to remember were we like at a park, like in the grass, or were we like on the beach on the sand? So it's kind of a little blurry, but one of those type two situations.
Okay, next time you have a Liz dream, please consult with the group chat first
Yeah.
before sending.
We're not going to bully you because this is your first offense, but yeah.
Well, I think
mean,
catfish was the first offense.
Yeah, I was gonna say technically his first offense was
All right. So you got 2 strikes.
Shabooty.
Shabooty.
That was
Oh man,
Shabooty.
that was hilarious.
Well, Cocoa Puff says, "Were your sheets dry when you woke up?" And the answer is yes.
Wow, Cocoa Puff, my goodness.
And
Well,
you
this-
thought we were going to be bad.
yeah,
No.
well, he said it wasn't a Forrest Gump dream, so yeah.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was not. There was
I don't think he would have texted her a Forrest Gump dream.
no.
Yeah.
I would hope you know.
I would, I would hope not.
No, I don't have that much clout yet.
I mean,
Yeah.
even if you were Drake, I don't think you would text that to someone, right? Like, I think that's a little creepy and weird.
Yeah.
This was okay, and I'm sure Liz is fine. You know, I think Liz has a
Well, I think she's. Well, I shouldn't. I know she's without getting into specifics. I know I won't get like in. Let's just say in the next week she's gonna be traveling, so she's probably worried about that.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, so she's got other things going on. I don't think that she's blocking you or anything. I don't think that it's weird, but
Unless it gets creepier, then maybe you might be on
Unless
that
you're like, I was
list.
smelling your hair.
yeah,
and I tried on your shoes.
Yeah.
or you made a doll out of her hair or something like
Yeah, some
that's a
shit
little
like
more-
that.
yeah.
Or we had a bunch of little kids named Liz and Shabooty.
Yeah, that would be it. But yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, yeah, that I wanted to save that to share with you all because I know people like Tyree in the comment section on Instagram. He was like dying to know what the dream was about, and I said, "Well, I got to save it for the podcast. I'm going to spill the tea on the podcast, so I had to turn it into a podcast exclusive."
Yeah, if he wants to hear, he's got to listen just like everybody else.
Yeah, so when I post the episode, I'm going to tell people, like, if you want to know Shabooty's steamy Liz dream, you could tune in.
I still like the Las Vegas wedding with Ed
And
being
Oh.
Elvis. I would like that more.
somebody said they they DM'd me after I posted on Instagram. I said, I like literally spilled out my drink after I saw that, not figuratively.
Oh, the officiant I sent you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was
That's
good.
the first thing that came to mind when you guys said the Vegas wedding. I was
I
like,
said it. I'm like,
uh,
oh, is it a Vegas wedding?
I was like, oh, I got one for them. I got one right here. I had one right here.
You had it in your back pocket. Just
I had it
waiting.
right in my back pocket. I was waiting for an opportunity to use that.
True. So should we, let's just get into the show for season
Yeah.
7.
Oh, I wanted to bring up, guys, we're 16 episodes in. I noticed it tonight, and I was like, imagine we've watched 16 2-hour episodes, and we're still in the same place we were like 14 weeks ago.
Well,
Still,
Started.
we still don't know if Stevie is bi. We still don't know what the hell the throuple is actually going to do because it's just been nothing. We still don't know if Sean and Alliya are gonna get married. We still hate Sarper and Shekinah. Like we're 16 episodes in and nothing has taken place in all 16 of these episodes. Like at this point, what are we doing? Like what are we even doing?
well, we got a bunch of weddings coming up, so maybe they're gonna save one wedding per episode.
Well, I'm hoping that we only have like 2 or 3 episodes left, right? Shabooty, I think if we're at 16.
Well, I think according to our last conversation, I said prior to this episode, I said we had 5 episodes left. So now we have 4 episodes left, and that's including tell-alls.
Yeah, so there's only 2 episodes left.
So 2 episodes and then two tell-all episodes.
And 2 tell-all episodes. So I'm just hoping that we can get through this. This has been really, really hard to get through. Like, you know, when you go to a concert and it's a person you really, really love, but there's 3 opening acts and they're like nobody.
Terrible. Yeah, they're terrible.
Never heard of them. They don't have any song that you've ever heard in your life, and all you want is to see the person that you purchased the ticket for. I feel like we've been sitting through the opening acts for 16 weeks.
Yeah, it's because this season has been so terrible, so dry and uneventful that we feel like it's lasting forever. Because sometimes you'll blow through 16 episodes of a season and you're like, damn, it's over already. You know what I'm saying? But this shit seems like pulling teeth.
No, we haven't had it in so long. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know it seems like pulling teeth. I think Alliya's gonna get married because she's obviously shown coming down the aisle with that hideous garb on that she's wearing.
Okay,
From Temu.
So the dress that she wore was a see-through dress where basically it looked like something that a stripper would wear to a bachelor party that she was working. So what did y'all think of her dress? Because
that's the ugliest fucking thing I've seen on 90 Day Fiancé.
Yeah,
and it fit her. It fit her terribly.
I said it was like Pride Month ice capades.
Yeah, and then she wasn't tucked properly, so you could see like a little bump coming out from the front.
Yeah, I noticed it. I did notice it. Yeah.
Yeah, she didn't tuck that thing.
You noticed the junk in the front?
Yeah, because you really can't tuck with a thong on. I mean, if you're well endowed.
The real issue was that it was see-through and you could see the thong. You can tuck, like they are able to tuck as long as something is covering it, because it's the
that's what I'm saying. It's hard to tuck with a thong.
Well, yeah, because
and then a see-through dress on the top.
Well, yeah, you could see the thong. You could see, yeah. So there was nothing was left to the imagination. So you could definitely see that there was something trying to come out there.
I'm trying to think what was the look she was going for? What was the statement she was trying to make with this dress? You know, because it was giving
Temu hooker vibes.
Somebody posted a picture that Cher wore something similar. Cher.
So but Cher's an icon.
Yeah, but I kind of deducted that maybe since she's performing, she's probably going to do a tribute to Cher or something like that, because Cher wore a very similar dress to what she was wearing.
Do you know who Cher is?
Well, well, I mean,
she is a gay guy icon, though.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. If you're gay and you don't know Cher, you're probably not 100% gay.
But when she got to California in the car, and he was like talking about Barbara Streisand and Cher, she kept saying, "I don't know who these people are."
Well, she can say she don't know who they are all she wants. But if you're gay and you don't know Cher, you probably gotta, rethink about being gay, because Cher is one of the icons of the gay community.
Also, like, you can't really be gay if you're not a fan of Cher.
I mean, you gotta there's a code. There's certain artists and actresses and actors that are, very popular in the gay community,
Yeah, but
so Cher's one of them.
Alliya is like, how old is Alliya again?
Like 23 or.
I don't know if a 23-year-old would know Cher though.
Well, that was my thing, and also she's from another country. I mean, I get that icons they go past.
Do people know Madonna?
I don't know if
in Brazil. In Brazil, do you don't think Madonna's known in Brazil? Michael Jackson.
Yeah.
So is Cher.
You're right.
So is Cher. These are like when they do drag shows. These are most of the artists that they try to imitate. Cher, Michael
Yeah.
Jackson. I'm not Michael Jackson.
Dolly,
Cher, Madonna.
Dolly Parton.
Yeah, they do a lot of these. I mean, Marilyn Monroe is also a favorite.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would think. But I saw the outfit and the wig was horrendous, and the outfit, and I'm thinking I can't wait to see her perform.
That was my thought too, because I was like, we'd have never known her to have any talent, right?
Right,
The
right. Like
only thing that
this is news to us.
yeah.
By the way, do you consider her running late as like a kind of plotted storyline?
Yeah, nobody's gonna wait an hour and 45 minutes for somebody.
Well, okay, so
Remember the Clayton wedding? She was late or some shit.
I
Yeah,
was
but she was like half an hour, maybe like 20 minutes, something like that. She wasn't an hour and 45 minutes late.
I've been to lots of weddings. I've never been to a wedding that started on time.
No, not
I've
even my
never.
wedding started on time.
See, well, it's just a thing, right? You tell people when to get there. It's like the Florida speed limit. It's a suggestion. You tell people when to get there. The service or the ceremony is gonna start late. Because I remember I've been to a wedding where the ceremony started like an hour and 20 minutes after they said to start. So I've never so I was like, I know people were saying how rude Alliya was and how that's ridiculous. And in California it's probably 100 degrees. These people are sitting outside. That was very rude. But at the end of the day, I've never been to a wedding that started anywhere near the time they said it was gonna start.
No, I mean they usually start a little bit off, but I don't think an hour and 45 minutes people will wait for that. That's like
Yeah, like
in
30 minutes.
yeah,
It's like
30
the
minutes people
Like
norm.
will understand. 30 minutes, 20 minutes, something like that. But an hour and
either,
45.
either way though, like when somebody's late, like Alliya was, I know the producers are like rubbing their hands together, all excited. They're like, "Yeah, there's drama now because she's so late."
Yeah, but you would think that for somebody that was an hour and 45 minutes late, she was gonna come out looking like wow, like
Mhm.
shocking. She threw on a see-through dress. Her
Yeah.
makeup was very minimum.
She looked like she was dressed like she was going to a sock hop.
Yeah, her makeup was not some glam makeup that would take a long time. The wig she glued on in 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
So there was no hour for it. And the dress is usually what takes the longest for the bride, putting on a corset if you need to, making sure the dress is fluffed out enough. That's the usually what takes the longest once the bride gets in her dress, you got to make sure everything is
Yeah.
tucked in the
Like
proper place.
that was the kind of dress you'd expect to see from like a Love After Lockup wedding.
Well, no,
Not
no, no.
even, not even that wasn't even a dress,
That
Shabooty.
dress is for the reception, where they dance.
Mhm.
I have been to weddings where the bride came out in some scantily outfit like that, but it was for the reception where there was like a DJ and everyone was dancing and we were
I,
drinking.
I I mean I've seen that too. I personally didn't change out of my dress because I figured I'm only gonna wear it this one time, so why not? The reception is only like 5 hours long, so why keep it? Why take it off and put some other tacky shit on that probably nobody's gonna know that I'm the bride. So, but you would think that still the dress was not appropriate for the occasion. Period, especially not from a bride.
Mhm.
Yeah,
It's a whole see-through thong out situation. That's not appropriate for a wedding.
yeah, you right, you
That's
right.
prime bridal shower. She could have wore that to her bridal shower or to her bachelorette party.
Yeah, there was an 85-year-old woman in the audience, so you're right. That was inappropriate to wear. Like people shouldn't see your ass as you're walking down the aisle. Like that's super inappropriate.
I
I
mean,
mean,
She
it's
should have worn that for her honeymoon,
for the
not
honeymoon or something like that.
Yeah.
But yeah,
not in public.
I mean, if she's going for the whole trans thing, wouldn't you lean more towards what a woman, like a traditional woman wedding dress, if you want to feel more like a woman, rather than
Elegant.
Yeah, elegant,
Classy.
Well,
classy.
maybe the type of woman she wants to be is a whore. Like maybe like there's different types of women. Like maybe she's leaning more towards a hoe. And that's the woman she wants to be. Because there's different types of women. There's women that are prude, there are women that are fun,
Yeah, but that dress is not that was a complete disaster of a dress. I mean, this is his family, the person that you're gonna marry. I mean, your private life is your private life, but don't bring it like out and rub it in their face. Like, here I am in all of my splendor with my half tuck and a thong on with a see-through dress. Like, that shit was cheesy.
Yeah, can we move on to Greg?
Oh, Greg did a great job.
Well,
Yeah,
so
I
let me
was
just real quick. So you remember like previous last week's episode, it was the whole big cliffhanger was I shit the bed. So I was
Yeah.
worried. And then the
I thought he
payoff
lost his
was,
job.
Everybody thought he lost his job.
yeah, and the payoff was that the invite it was like an hour wrong or something. So were you disappointed in the payoff?
Yeah, I thought it was gonna be
Yeah.
something more, like, oh shit, he got fired, or he's in debt. He hasn't even he hasn't even got his first paycheck, and he's in debt.
Hmm.
Well, he was already spending it on that Airbnb
And the live,
and everything else.
Yeah, he took her to New York too, so there's that.
and then yesterday or so, I didn't like screenshot it, but he posted a photo of himself driving like behind the wheel of a Range Rover.
what?
Oh,
I
Yeah,
didn't see that. You should have reposted that.
I should have. It expired. It was in his stories, and I didn't screenshot it.
Oh
Maybe it's
no.
rented.
well, where is Greg working?
I don't know, but he
Well,
was put driving a Range Rover.
yeah, because you can't buy a Range Rover just from doing the show. The show doesn't pay that much.
Or from a federal job? They don't pay that good
Well,
Like
anyway.
I
not.
said, maybe it's a rental. Maybe he just
Right.
rented and want to show it off.
Yeah, that's true. It could
Or
be.
maybe he's working for the family out in Long Island. You know the family.
You mean the mom?
I'm
The
the
family.
family.
The
You mean the mom?
family.
No, I don't think so because his dad's not Italian.
Well,
Remember,
maybe.
to be part of the family has to be full unless you're a good fella.
Well, he could just be an errand boy for the family. He makes bread for them. He makes pizza. It could be some shit.
Mhm.
Well, he didn't get Ugandan outfits. I think he said he got Nigerian because he couldn't find any Ugandan outfits. But I thought he did good. I thought that.
Yeah, I think he did
The
better than
effort was
most.
there. Yeah, the effort was there.
He did better than most people.
This somebody, well, Pineapple Girl, and again, I don't know I haven't had a chance to see it, but allegedly she says somebody posted his salary on Instagram and he makes $35,000 a year.
Wait,
That's
wait, wait,
it.
wait,
Oh no, so he's not buying Range Rovers with that
wait.
salary.
So somebody posted his job. Oh wait, because if it's a state job, they do post the state salaries online.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's accurate. So yeah, because yeah, if you work for the state or the city, or
Yeah.
yeah, that's public. Your records are on there. So yeah, that's probably accurate because he did say that he was working for the state, and we know what state he lives in. So yeah, they probably were able to pull that up.
Yeah, so if he's making 35K a year, that Range Rover must have been his buddies and he hopped in the driver's seat for a second for a photo.
Yeah,
Or
like
or
Jasmine's
he has
boyfriend did.
a side gig where he does valet parking.
Yeah.
Oh, like
Strip
Yeah.
clubs.
Yeah, like Matt.
Yeah, like Matt, because I was like, this isn't the first time we noticed a brokey behind the wheel of nice cars, and we figured out why he was doing valet parking.
That's what I said. He probably does odd errands, runs odd and errands for the I got tongue
The
tied.
family.
For the family.
That could be. Yeah, you're right. That could be. But
Mm-hmm.
35K, that's not a lot of money, especially not in the area that he lives in. He's
No.
never gonna be able to move out of his mom's house on that salary. Like,
Yeah, I know. What is it? Long Island live?
yeah, you know how much a
Long
house
Island is
on Long
expensive.
Island?
That's where the Hamptons are.
Yes, he needs like at least $1 million just to buy a mediocre house. Like
Yeah,
mediocre.
Long Island is. If you didn't inherit a house from somebody in your family, passed down generational home, it's really hard to buy a home in Long Island at this day and age.
Yeah.
Oh, welcome to Vancouver.
True. And then like the tweet that I reposted about Greg was actually a positive one for once. Somebody said, hold on, let me pull it up real quick. Sorry. It says, who would have thought that this would be the least problematic couple? It was a photo of Greg and Joan.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, so far you're right. They are the least problematic this season. There's no abuse or
No discord.
no discord. Yeah, they get along really well. It doesn't seem like Joan is scamming him because he doesn't got any money. So it's like you're right.
And they seem to genuinely be in love.
I know. I don't understand it,
I
but I
don't see it, but you know,
Mhm.
I don't know to see
Well,
the
opposites attract.
appeal.
Opposites attract. And remember, he
So
used to go to Uganda and do other stuff there. So maybe she got to know him better than what we see. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But they definitely are going to be one of the 90-day fiance old fashioned in it for the love couples.
Yeah, does that mean they're going to come back or something in the future?
Well,
No.
they
no.
I don't know.
Well, that no, because the people that don't have any issues or are unproblematic, they aren't going to get another season.
They'll probably sit them on pillow talk for an episode or two
Yeah.
and see where that goes with them. Remember, Annie and David were not that problematic, except for living in a storage unit, but they worked out, and now they're on pillow talk forever.
Hmm.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Annie's got
I know
spunk.
Andy was loving her. It was from last week's episode. Well, wait, I'm talking about. Well, who were you talking about just now?
Annie and David,
Annie and David.
Thailand Annie.
Oh, I'm thinking of the other Annie, the one.
No, you're talking about Annie and
You're
Rob.
thinking Annie and Robert.
Yeah, Annie and Robert. That Annie, she was the. This is what I'm talking about. So it makes more sense. She was all excited because she got like an American like Eagle T-shirt to wear for the Memorial Day episode because she's very like hardcore Trumper.
Yeah, she's a hardcore Trumper. So I didn't know that about Annie until somebody posted that, and I'm really surprised
Oh
because
wow.
she doesn't seem
Yeah.
like the type to be. Neither one
Well,
of them.
guys, they live in Florida. And almost, I don't want to say everybody in Florida, but almost everyone in Florida tends to be that way, no matter the nationality or your story or your income. Because Trump lives here. He lives in Mar-a-Lago,
Hmm.
Florida, and he's always around. And so yeah, one thing I noticed, people
He's
that
not gonna be singing that tune when the ice snatches her ass up.
that's well no.
Yeah.
Hmm. True. And anyway, let's. I don't want to.
Move
I
on.
don't
Yeah,
want to
let's
turn
move on
people
from
off.
that.
Let's not talk about Trump.
So the Jessica and Huang wedding, that's another one that's coming up.
Yeah, that wedding is coming up. It's a snow wedding, which I think is ridiculous. But
Outdoor snow wedding.
yeah, it's an outdoor snow wedding.
I would have declined that invitation so fast.
Well,
Mhm.
Captain, I was invited. I didn't go, and it's not because it's not because,
What?
but other stuff was going on. But yeah, I was invited to that wedding, and
What?
yeah, I'll text you the invitation. It
You
was cute.
passed up an opportunity for tea?
Oh, I had signed the NDA and everything, but I had
Whoa.
other stuff going on. But
Oh shit.
their thing tonight was Jessica has to learn Spanish. And it's funny because instead of me focusing on their argument, it brought me to Ashley and Manuel because remember, Ashley wanted Manuel to learn English, and Manuel has been here almost for 3 years and he can only say like 4 English words. Because I was like, you want this woman to work a full time job, take care of these kids, do everything for you, help you adjust to life here, and learn another language or you're not going to marry her. I think that's crazy to me, right?
Now that's just scripted bullshit. There's no way he's gonna say I'm not gonna marry if you don't learn Spanish, knowing that she doesn't speak Spanish. But
Mhm.
it's something that you ask yourself, okay,
Mhm.
if you're not willing to learn another person's language, why would you specifically target that race? You know what I'm saying? Like if I'm not willing to learn Chinese, I'm not gonna look for a Chinese partner. You
Like
know?
like
Wait,
when
Captain, let me ask you this because your husband is he the same nationality as you?
No, he doesn't speak Spanish, and he doesn't even try. But
Okay,
he can read the menu at a Spanish restaurant like it's nobody's business.
really?
What he can order his food in Spanish. That's about the extent of his Spanish.
when Jessica and Juan were having that argument though, First of all, it seemed like the argument was like obviously egged on by producers for him to bring it up. It seemed like a very forced bullshit argument. And then also like Jessica, if you look at her closely, she kind of was like smirking through the whole argument. She could just
Yeah,
you knew it
they
was like
kind
a
of look like they're
fake ass
just
argument. She's
bullshitting.
like laugh. She's holding in her laughter because she knew how like dumb it was.
Yeah, how ridiculous that was gonna come across. I'm telling you, this season is full of bullshit.
Yeah.
With that thruple as well. Oh my god, that whole meeting thing was so cringe when Annie starts choke, not Annie, Amani starts choking, and
Oh yeah,
Coughing.
that was like a cough. Like tell her about me.
yeah, I don't get that. I mean, I really sincerely hope they don't come back. But
Mm.
you know, TLC, they like to do shit like that. 90 Day people like to bring back the people that we hate the most.
Yeah, I think we hate
Mm-hmm.
them enough to where they're still interested in them.
Yeah, that thruple thing. I mean, it doesn't fit the narrative of the show. It should have been broadcast on a different show. Like the 90 Day Paradise thing,
Oh my
Love in
God.
Paradise.
I was thinking that too. This was a good storyline for that show.
Yeah, for that thing. Remember, they had that one guy that went to Mexico and met those two lesbian couple. The lesbian couple. Remember him?
The heavyset guy.
Yeah, the black guy that met the lesbian couple and he was gonna marry one of them to bring them, some
Yeah,
shit like that.
Gabby and something.
That storyline with Amani and Matt and Annie should have been on Love in Paradise or something where it just went away eventually. But to bring that to the 90 Day Fiance, knowing that they really can't do what they're trying to do legally. I mean, they've done it before on Seeking Sister Wife. The whole
Well,
Danielle and the other guy did it, but it didn't work
that's
out.
why they're shifting the storyline because tonight, after the blessing and everything, and the family didn't say no, then they shifted it to, oh no, now who is she gonna marry? Because she has to decide who she marries. That's so irrelevant because if she's in a throuple with y'all, you can only legally marry one person. So why would you make it a big deal of which person she decides to legally marry?
Well, she has better chances of marrying the man than the woman because, for obvious reasons, the administration we have right now is probably not going to take kindly to a woman marrying a woman and bringing her into the United States,
And a Mexican woman.
and a Mexican woman at that.
Mm-hmm.
So she has better chances of marrying the man, and that probably will work in their favor. Now, being that they were already on TV telling the world it was a scam, I don't think that that's really going to happen.
Yeah, yeah, a Mexican woman marrying a Middle Eastern woman, that ain't gonna fly.
Yeah, they already got two. Yeah, they already they already got the two strikes, you know.
Yeah.
And then him divorcing her, and mind you, these people talk like these things are cheap and easy to do. Divorces are expensive, even if it's an amicable divorce. It's still expensive to pay for a lawyer to get a divorce.
Hmm.
Yeah, that's true. That's true, actually.
That costs money. So people are not going to just divorce for the hell of it to marry this stranger that you're just finding out had an alias
Hmm.
and bring her across the border.
See,
That's not going to fly.
that was my whole thing because they went from she has a fake name, she's a liar, she's scamming us. Then the very same episode, they're like, oh, she was in an abusive relationship and she's such a good person. And then it went from her mom doesn't want her to be in a
Her aunt.
and then the next thing is I give you my blessing and I'm gonna show up to the wedding and da, da, da. It was so unrealistic.
It was the 180. The 180 was very unrealistic.
Yeah,
Like
it
you
was
were
it was
driving.
garbage. It was garbage.
It's like you're riding on the freeway with a person who's driving erratically. That's how I feel like if we were in one lane, then we were in another lane, then we were in another lane.
The thing is, they don't know which direction to take the story in.
Hmm.
To make it interesting. They keep trying to look for ways to keep us interested, but the story is trash. It's trash.
I bet you that day they were filming that scene with the aunt, so they probably probably film for like 10, I don't know, 10, like, I'm just making shit up, but like 10 hours, and they probably like film multiple like versions of the conversation. Like one version where she like is upset, says, "Hell no, I'm never agreeing to this." And they probably film one version where she's like, "Yes, I'm okay. I'm gonna come to the wedding. I'm into this." So they probably filmed like 3 or 4 versions, and then when they went to the editing floor, they decided at that point which one to use that was most believable or something.
Yeah, they probably conned Auntie and told her, look, this is for a TV show. You're going to get money. You're going to get paid for this. This is not real. This is just a TV show. And just say what we're going to tell you to say. Because I'm pretty sure the aunt was not going to be like, okay, yeah, I had to deal with you dancing on a pole since you were 16. Now you want me to accept that you're in some kind of weird throuple and you're going to get married to this man and live with this woman. She's probably like, I don't want to I want nothing to do with this bullshit. But they told her, this is all fake, Auntie. This is fake. This is just for TV. Because the Auntie, you could see her kept looking at the cameraman
Mhm.
in one instance. She just kept looking up at the camera like, am I doing it right? Am I doing good?
I know they do. I know they do what I just described, like for like scripted, like regular TV shows, where like the certain shows where they have huge followings and they're like the ending is such a big deal of like what happens is so and so die. So then a lot of those shows, what they do is like they'll film one scene where an actor on the show like dies, and then they film another version where that person doesn't die, and they film like 3 or 4 versions, and then the only person that really knows which one they're going to use is like the guy who was running putting the show together, the showrunner. That way though, the actors can't like leak out what really happens because there's multiple endings. So I feel like they probably did that where they had like different ways the conversation went and they picked one.
Yeah. I'm sure that it went the way the first take. That's how it really went.
Mhm.
And then they calmed Auntie down with the promise of money and probably a new TV or some shit like that. She's like, all right, if it's just a show and it's all fake, I'll agree to it.
Yeah, they're like, we'll get you a new refrigerator or something.
Yeah, and the brother was like, I'm gonna bring my wife too because I want in on some of that cheddar.
Mhm.
Yeah, I want my cut. I want my cut too. Shit, I'm gonna sit there with my wife. The wife was like, "Oh, this is unbelievable."
Like JLP, the tweet you did where Matt is getting like breath freshener
Oh, where
in
she's
his mouth.
spraying his breath.
And you said, and then you like, let's get that smell of pussy out your mouth.
Yeah, that's what it. Because I wanted to catch when she sprayed her first, but then and I was gonna say that to her when she sprayed Amani first, but I couldn't open my phone camera on time, so I just caught it when she did him.
That made me laugh out loud for real.
I know a lot of people who are like, "Yo, this is crazy." I get inspired every now and then.
Yeah, I feel like well when I reposted it, I feel like the only reason it didn't get more likes, it probably because it had the like P word in it, and maybe the algorithm like downgraded it.
Bro, people say pussycat all the time.
Yeah, but I feel like the algorithm, if you say curse words, it like reduces the reach.
I don't know. Some of my raunchier tweets have gotten like 1,000 likes.
Yeah.
But maybe well, pussy. I don't think they'll say anything about pussy because pussy is like cat.
Meow.
Like a like a meow meow. But if I would have said the c word or something like that, it would. But I really wanted to get it when she was spraying her mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yo, who does that? Let's spray everybody's breath. Why would you?
The funny part is, remember like last week I had that one tweet and I read it on the show. I could pull it up real quick. I did a tweet last Saturday, if I can find it. Oh yeah. So the funny part is like it was almost prophetic, I guess that's the word, like a prophet. I ended my tweet last week and I said, of course the throuple scenes are always a bunch of morning breath-esque hot air. I said that last week, and then this week they're using like breath freshener.
That was weird though. She's spraying everybody's breath. Like
But
her
I'm saying
breath
my tweet was
stinks.
prophetic, is my point.
Yeah, they probably if
It
they
was a
didn't film.
prophecy.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they were already pre-filmed, I would say they read your tweet and did that just to give you a shout out.
I was thinking, yeah, because I was like, what are the odds?
Exactly. If it wasn't pre-recorded, we'd be like, oh, they read Shabooty's tweet.
They're probably like, how the fuck did he always on top of shit like weeks early?
Yeah, he probably has somebody in the camera crew.
Like it's like he's the Simpsons, that the show The Simpsons, where they always
Oh yeah,
Predict
yeah
them.
yeah.
They always
predicting
prophesize
stuff.
what's coming.
Yeah, like how the fuck did he know that?
That's probably why she's spraying it, because they have morning breath.
The
Like,
one
let's
thing
make this episode good. Everybody get a
Or
spray.
or pussy breath, whatever, whichever
Well,
works.
I went with what I thought would be more fitting for the throuple, because
And it worked.
and
Definitely
I
worked.
just want to say I hope Sean's mom is doing okay.
with the ankle.
Jean,
Yeah.
yeah, she hurt her ankle. She fell, I guess, and the
The
fact
poor
that,
thing.
and then he just left her at the house by herself.
Yeah, I think that was a little much too. Just leave your mom in the bleeding sun with a swollen ankle and a hip issue.
That was wild. I mean, I know that he thinks that she was okay, but he just left her at the house and went to get ready for the wedding. I was like, I don't know. I don't know if you should just leave her there. You know, she's 85. You know, you shouldn't just leave her there by herself.
And no, and then they sat her in the heat with the swollen
Yeah.
ankle
Yeah.
to wait for the diva to come out in her see-through negligee get up to walk down the aisle. I mean, they're gonna eat her up in the comments next week. Let me tell you.
So, were there any other couples we didn't talk about?
Dude, we didn't do Stevie because they didn't show them.
Oh, thank God.
And I didn't miss them.
Mark
No.
Oh, Mark and Mina. We got to do the Mark and Mina situation with the baby that couldn't get his paperwork.
I was upset that they were showing the bill, but they didn't focus on the total. I wanted to know how much their wedding cost. But they showed the contract, but I couldn't see the bottom of it to see how much the total was.
I mean, the place is really nice.
It was. So I was like, how much is, and they had the open bar package. So I was like, how much is that?
Yeah, open bar packages. That's where the money
I
is.
do not go to any wedding unless there's an open bar. If there's no open bar, I ain't going.
That's the first thing I got at my wedding. I was like, you got to open that bar up, because a bunch of Latinos in a place where they got to pay for drinks, they'll break this shit apart.
True. Well, I know you had your open bar at the cruise.
Oh yeah, the cruise, we had the drink package.
Yeah.
That was good too. But they're not really good at making drinks, let me tell you.
I thought the drinks were included.
Not on Royal Caribbean.
Not on a lot of cruises. They're not included. You have
They're
to
not
buy
included.
package.
But let me tell you something. Their duty free stuff that they sell on the ship, they don't give it to you till the day the day before you deboard. But you can buy stuff in duty free. Their duty free prices are ridiculously cheap.
Oh yeah.
Very, very cheap. Like the large bottle of Grey Goose was like $35. You know,
You mean like bigger than a
Hennessy.
fifth?
Yeah, the Hennessy White was like 3 for 150. 3 Hennessy Whites. Like their stuff and their cigarettes are even. This lady, they had the carton of Newport cigarettes for $65, and there people were buying them up, like, I guess, to resell. They were buying them in troves. But their duty free is very cheap. Now they don't give you the alcohol till the day before you deboard, so you can't drink it.
I don't know if I've ever had Hennessy White. Let me Google that real quick.
Yeah, the Hennessy, they only sell it at duty free in airports and overseas, duty free.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever had Hennessy White.
It's pretty much Hennessy regular. I personally don't taste the difference, but people seem to covet it because it's expensive, more expensive than a regular bottle of Hennessy.
True.
Like,
oh, it looks good. Looks like honey.
Yeah, it looks, but it doesn't taste like that. It's like $120 if you were to buy it. Well, they don't sell it anywhere but duty free airports.
True. Any other topics you want to talk about before we end it?
Did we find out the reason? Do we still know the reason why Mina's son wasn't able to get his paperwork?
I don't know, but a lot of people on Twitter were saying like they didn't understand it because he's a French. As a French citizen, he should be able to visit and stuff.
A lot of people were saying that she should have did that before she hopped over here. She should have got his paper. Like, she shouldn't have never left him behind.
That's what I said.
If her intention was to get married and start a life here, she should have never left him behind. She should have brought him with. She brought the youngest one with. So that's that. that gives a little bit of, was she planning to stay? Was she just, was she going back? Was she planning to bring him, period?
Well, Jasmine did the same thing. She left her kids over there, claimed she was gonna bring them here, but we don't know what was going on.
That was the storyline for Jasmine.
Yeah.
She didn't mention those kids
By
ever again.
By the way, I hate to give Jasmine attention, and I purposely didn't repost it on Instagram, but I don't have a problem talking about it. She posted this video. It's not related to the show, but tonight's show. But she posted this video tonight or today of like for Pride Month of her like kissing another woman. But then if you look closely, the real tea on it is I'm pretty sure it's like an AI generated woman that she's kissing.
Yes, I saw that. That.
For real?
Yeah, she's kissing. Well, the woman is kissing her.
Yeah, do you want me to send you the video or something?
Yeah, send it to George. The woman is kissing her. That's her pride.
Yeah, but it's like an AI thing. But it's kind of for AI. I mean, if you're not paying close attention, you can kind of be convinced or whatever.
But you can see her reaction that she's not really being kissed. You know what I'm saying?
If she wanted it to look
that's definitely AI.
Yeah, if she wanted it to look more realistic, she should have picked a photo of herself doing more of a kissy, kissy face.
Wait,
she's just sitting there with her face, with her mouth open, like she's talking.
Yeah, but in a way though too, what was I gonna say? It's like it was for Pride Month. I felt like if I'm somebody like Statler or something, I would almost be like insulted. It's like your Pride.
Yeah, that's insulting. Like, so you're gay for a day.
Real.
You're gay for a day.
Yeah.
Matt commented on it. He said, "Happy Pride Month, bye, Queen."
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Wait, who commented on it?
Her man, Matt.
Oh, Matt. Okay, yeah.
Or she could have just went to Nikki Exotica and kissed her for a picture. Yeah. She was that hard up for attention.
Yeah. Anyway, I sent it to you, George.
Yeah, he's sitting in the front seat of the car. So where would that girl would have come from? Out of the windshield? Okay, yeah, I can definitely tell that that's AI because she's sitting in the car.
She just popped through the windshield.
And the girl just pops out of nowhere into her like lap. Not even her lap. She's like standing somewhere in the screen area.
And look at her, and her face is not even like she's being kissed. It's like she's just sitting there.
See, now I'm almost like I hate to give her the attention she's clamoring for by posting a dumbass video like that.
Post it and put gay for a day.
I almost have to like post it on my Instagram now, probably.
Post it and be like, when you need so much attention that you choose to be gay for a day.
The comments are hilarious though.
Yeah, the comments are chewing her ass up.
Anything for attention.
They're chewing her ass up over there.
Good, yeah. I'm gonna post it and chew her ass up too.
Yeah, let's chew her ass up. We haven't been chewing. We haven't done a lot of chewing lately. Let's chew some ass up.
True. So
one more thing. Did you see that whole thing about Angela received the money from Michael?
Yeah, like what, 200K or something?
Yeah. Did you see that too?
I saw that, and I'm just confused as to how Michael had $200,000.
Mm-hmm.
And
I wonder where he must have gotten GoFundMe from.
No, well, I don't think that 200.
No, they said the 200K was given to her for food and expenses. He hadn't gotten here yet, or something like that.
Yeah, this was before he came here. So this was divorce decree, and it said that over the past 5 years he had receipts that he had sent Angela over $200,000. And I was like, well, where did you get it? I know that he got money from doing this show, but I was like, did he send every single penny to Angela?
He probably had a job at one point, and I don't think that he paid that much. But, and I hate myself for saying this, you know that they're notorious for scamming. So he probably scammed somebody.
I was
he probably scammed the shit out of somebody and was sending her the profits, laundering it through her.
I don't know. This may be a dumb question. Did he have like Cameo for a long time or what?
Nobody's gonna no. They're saying that he gave her that money prior to coming to the U.S.
No, but I'm saying like for example, Usman was in Africa with Cameo making a lot of money, so I was curious.
Yeah, but it's not the same as the conversion. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, if you get an American bank account, then you can make the money in American. because I know that Usman was over there making the money.
Oh, okay. So now it makes sense.
He was
Now
having
it
it
makes sense.
deposited in an American bank account, so he was getting an American.
He was getting the dollar,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
U.S. dollar.
I don't know. I'm just
Okay, so that would make sense. That would make sense.
true. Or he could have done a thing where, isn't there a thing? I'm just like kind of bullshitting, so this isn't like serious, but uh is there a thing where you do like crypto farming where you set up a bunch of computers and they like farm crypto, like crypto mining, I mean?
Listen, there's all kind of scams coming out of that country.
Mhm.
So
Yep.
No, yeah, people, I'm telling you, people do in Africa and shit, they do that crypto mining.
especially in Nigeria, Lagos.
Yeah.
So yeah, who knows what he was up to?
Mhm.
But he did send her the money. He said he got the receipts.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And and she's claiming that all that abusiveness was scripted.
Mhm.
Which,
No,
he was saying, yeah, the moments on the show where people are saying she was abusive, it was scripted by the show. She's saying
scripted.
it was not her actions; it was the actions.
Yeah, that they're telling her to behave that way.
Well, did you also see in the divorce decree? It talked about where remember they were at a hotel, and
Yeah,
she tased him. Do you remember there was a video of the police talking to them, and he said that she tased them. It was I think it was the night they were at the hotel when they were supposed to be at the tell-all house.
well, I thought the tasing happened in like California or some shit.
Or was it in California? So why were they in California?
I forget, but I'm pretty sure the tasing thing didn't happen in New York.
were they filming something? Probably.
Well, that's just off the top of my head, from my memory.
I don't know. I know they were at a hotel.
No, I know the hotel, there was a real physical, let me just say allegedly anyway, but there was an allegedly real physical altercation at the hotel after hours in the middle of the night. But
Right,
I
and
don't,
that's where he said that she tased him.
In Africa or
no,
in the
here,
US?
Here.
right.
Yeah, it was here.
No, but because I'm pretty sure the tasing, I feel like I wouldn't mix that up because that's a pretty serious thing. I'm pretty sure that, and I don't know why they're in California, but I'm pretty sure the tasing thing was alleged to happen in California. But there was a physical thing that happened in New York City, but that wasn't a taser.
Oh, so we're talking two separate.
Two separate
Oh, I see.
situations.
Yeah.
I see.
So nobody scripted that for her.
No.
Well, guys, what do you think is going to happen? Because some people are saying if he can prove that he sent her $200,000, the judge can make her pay it back. Like, what do y'all think is going to come of this divorce? Because this whole time they've been submitting information. Both sides have been.
Well, she definitely underestimated him.
Well, he has so much money for a lawyer.
Yeah, she definitely underestimated him because he's not gonna, if she tries to take, he's not gonna go down easy.
Well, no, that's what I'm. Well, I also heard that she doesn't have money. So
yeah, she don't have any money.
They were like, if the judge does order her to pay back the $200,000, she doesn't have it anymore. And if he does ask for spousal support, she doesn't have any money anymore. So
well, she has to find somewhere to support him. Wherever she's making income from, it has to go. Whatever amount she has to pay him. You know, like it don't have to be the whole $200K in one shot. She could pay him monthly.
They'll take
they'll garnish her.
They'll garnish her, but
Yeah.
like they can't leave her with. I think they can garnish up to 60% of her paycheck. But if she's not working,
yeah, she's not working, and I think he also said in the filing. Another thing that caught my attention was she said that she hasn't gotten paid for any appearances in the last over a year. And we've seen her do appearances. So I was like, if she's getting paid in cash though, that means that she doesn't have to report it. So I was like, I wonder if she's going out of her way to make it appear that she has no money so she doesn't have to pay anything to him.
Yeah, but doesn't she also have to support him for 10 years?
That's only if he applies for Medicaid or
like unemployment or something.
Or housing or unemployment. Yeah, anything that you receive from the government, she would have to reply or repay. But I don't think that he's applied for government assistance. But we don't know his personal situation.
Well, if she's making cash, if she's getting cash payments from these appearances, she's still got to report it to the government.
Yeah, she gets taxed. You got to pay taxes on it.
You got to pay taxes on it.
Yeah.
Well, if the club gives you cash, that means the club didn't report it that they paid you, and then you're not going to report it that they paid you.
Yeah.
True.
Technically, you could get away with it. I'm not telling anybody to go out there and commit tax fraud, but I'm just saying,
No.
technically, how would I mean the IRS will figure it out at some point,
Mhm.
but they might not notice it right
I
away.
mean, when this is a joke, but when she shoves a wad of money down her bra, I don't think any IRS agent wants to go
I
after.
mean, she's done a lot of enhancements to herself too, so she's getting money from somewhere.
Mhm.
You know, those Botox injections are not free.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I don't know. She probably still has like country bumpkin mentality or something.
Yeah, well, that's that.
All right, well,
Country bumpkin.
Yeah, I think that this divorce is gonna be bad for her though, because I think that with his strong lawyer team and all of the allegations, and then
Yeah, and he has the sympathy
It's
from
gonna
the
be
public.
messy.
yeah, I think that it's not gonna go in her favor because you know how a lot of times in this situation, usually the woman gets the favor of everybody, and
And you know TLC doesn't get involved. So if he says to the judge, all you gotta do is watch these episodes of her being abusive, and she tries to say, well, they're scripted, TLC gonna be like, we ain't got nothing to do with that.
yeah,
No,
they
we
will
don't
not.
negotiate with Paris.
We
I'm
don't
sorry.
negotiate with terrorists, so we don't know what she's talking about.
she's definitely a terror. Yeah,
Correct.
all right, well, that's that to you. This was a longer show than I was planning, but I feel like we hit all the bases.
Yeah, we did good.
Yeah, we went over a little bit, but
Yeah, I can't wait for people to hear the the steamy Liz story.
You gotta add some
And
music to it. You gotta
and
pick a
you
song.
legit
When you post it,
said,
you gotta pick a song and put it some music
and,
to it.
and you legit said, don't tell Liz. It will eventually
Oh,
get
by the
to
way,
her. Oh,
oh yeah, when I on Instagram captions when I said like I have a confession, don't tell Liz. That was just me being I was doing kind of shtick because I actually texted her the actual dream, so she knew.
exactly.
Yeah, you didn't tell us that part though.
True.
That you text her the dream.
Well, yeah, I wanted to save it for it was a podcast exclusive.
All right. That's cool. That's
Okay.
cool.
True. All right, well, I think that's it. Assuming we have energy tomorrow night and assuming the episode of Hunt for Love is good, we'll hopefully do like a short Hunt for Love episode. But I will say those are very taxing because it's late night on a school night.
Yeah.
And then when I try to upload it that night, and then I'm all like so enthralled to listen to the playback. And then I listen to the playback super late until before I even fall asleep. So yeah, then I end up being up mad late. But we'll try to make the sacrifice for y'all.
All right.
we'll try. We'll try.
We'll try. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
True.
Maybe I won't have to call Captain tomorrow. She'll actually check her messages tomorrow.
I probably will. I'm usually not a weak person, but do stuff during the week. But I think I'm gonna give it a try again. I want to sit at that cool kids table.
Well, thank you, Gina, for being the hero of getting JLP here.
Thank you, Gina. I tell you, Gina's the goat.
A good producer.
Gina's the goat.
She really is.
Yeah, she is. She's
Thanks,
the
guys.
goat.
Yeah. Okay.
All right, well, let me do my little outro. Thank you, everybody, for listening tonight. If Fiancé Fridays on
Sunday.
Sunday.
through. Peace out, everybody.
Have a good
Bye,
week.
Good
Everybody.
night.
All right,
Have a good work week.
you too. Peace.